The report describes the deeply disturbing deterioration of the human rights situation in east and south of the country, the increase in the number of armed groups undertaking illegal acts. The Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine has been informed of 112 cases of unlawful detention, of which we are still concerned for the whereabouts and condition of 49 people that seem to still be detained. Such abuses clearly indicate the breakdown in law and order in this part of the country. In addition, according to our information obtained through government and through civil society sources, during violent clashes and the security and law enforcement operations in the east and south, 127 people have been killed. This is deeply disturbing. So what is happening? Although the number of protesters has not sharply increased, we are still speaking of only a couple of thousands in few cities. There are more and more armed people around such protests and more weapons available. All too often the police is either inefficient or takes no steps to prevent the clashes. In Odessa, it seems to have contributed to the tragic events of the 2nd May and the death of 48 people should and could have been prevented. I'm calling on the authorities to investigate who are the direct perpetrators of the killings and why security forces did not act in a more timely and decisive manner. This tragedy requires full clarity and broad accountability. The Human Rights Monitoring Mission has received information that about 250 people have been killed, including local residents, national security forces, and armed groups. Any further arming of protesters and their transformation into paramilitary groups must immediately stop. Armed groups should be urgently disarmed. All who have influence on these armed groups should use their influence constructively in order to prevent further violence. Whoever incites violence and arms protesters, transforming them into paramilitary troops, can be held accountable for the tragic